And welcome to our masterclass on what's called superconscious parenting. Why superconscious parenting? The objective of this workshop that will happen in a few days is to take you from what's called good parents to great parents. We all know that parenting is not easy. So, hats off to every one of you who has decided to have a child and bring them in this life and make them the best human being possible. And I'll start by saying none of you are doing anything wrong. So, please give up that thought. You are the best parent that your child could possibly get. Your child has chosen you. Your child's soul has chosen you because of who you already are. So give up that thought that I am not a good mother or I am not a good father. You are amazing. But let's put it this way, we can always improve, we can always become better, we can always enhance ourselves. How do we do that? We will talk about that during this session. I would request that any questions that are there, please be held back till the end of the session. I will try and answer as many as I can. So let's proceed further. Write down your questions and ask them in the end. I am Saurabh Bidani. I am the founder of Magic of Holistic Health, the company that's bringing you this workshop. And my objective is to reach 10 million lives and evolve them and enhance them in my lifetime. We all have the ability to be great. It just needs a little sign, a little hint somewhere, and that transforms us completely. I have lived my life in the corporate world with people from different walks of life. I've lived in 10 cities and 7 different countries and all the continents possible. So you can say, in my 43 years of living, I have seen a lot of it, if not all of it. And parenting and children are the closest to my heart. Why? Because I know that children don't need any healing. Just change their environment and everything happens. In the super conscious parenting workshop, we will be going through the journey of the child from being conceived in the mother's womb to them becoming adults. It's a 7-step journey. Each aspect of the journey must be taken care of. So, you will ask, well, what if my child is already 12 years old? Doesn't matter. You can still take them through that journey if you choose to go from good to great. What is it that we really require as parents? One, the primary thing, that a child becomes the best adult possible. And secondary, the pressure that the society has put on us to become good parents. So they will tell us, hey, you are a good parent. आपका बच्चा बहुत अच्छा है. Those lines, they touch the heart. When somebody says even the smallest of things, nicest of things for our children, we smile within. Our soul smiles, our heart smiles. We almost get tears in our eyes when somebody says, you have brought up a beautiful human being. On this journey, we go through so many pressures and blocks, from grandparents to spouses to friends to teachers to parents of other kids where our kid is compared and made competitive, and we are in that stress the child faces every single day. And all we want to do, or all we wanted to do when we started off was, I have a beautiful being called a child, and I bring up the child in the best possible way I can. What impacts a child as they're growing up? Because you didn't try and make them go wrong in any way. The issues or the challenges they're facing is not what you ever wished for. By the way, let's stop calling any children as issues, because challenges and situations can be changed, issues cannot. So you will have challenges with your children, you will have situations with your children, but issues you do not. What happens? What causes these challenges? Do you know that when you pick up a child, if you're standing straight and you bend down, don't bend down and just pick up a child like that, the child goes through major trauma. Their whole balance goes out of the door. They feel confused. Simply bending down to the child's level and then picking them up with you creates a sense of security and love. When you go together upwards, and this can also be seen into day-to-day things. If you start putting yourself in the child's shoes, looking at what the child's experiencing, your ability to parent them goes from good to great. Such a simple example, and it makes a huge difference. Remember that the child is always connected to the parents. No matter what the world may try, but the child's feelings are always with the mother first. So mothers out there, please stop feeling insecure if your child is spending a lot of time with their grandparents or anybody else, because they will always be emotionally connected to you no matter what. How you feel is how the child feels. And it's not till the age of 18 or 20, it is till you are ready to pass on into a new life. So remember that. Hug a child a lot. Another simple exercise to go from good to great is give them a 10-minute hug. Start when they're young so they don't feel embarrassed. I know I have a 10-year-old who gets embarrassed with hugs. Don't worry about it. Start, let them feel embarrassed. But that 10-minute hug that a mother gives not only improves their physical immunity, it also makes them mentally strong. We are seeing so much of trauma that's happening in the world. We are hearing of people leaving this world, deciding to leave the world in different ways because of mental trauma. So a 10-minute hug a day will take your child to mental and physical strength they've never seen before. They will be able to cope up with anything and everything in this life. So 2 simple exercises we've talked about till now. Bend down and pick up an infant. Never pick them up straight. Go down to their level. When you're talking to a child, this is number 3. When you're talking to a child, go down to their level and talk. Do not talk from above. This allows them to understand what you are saying much better. This also improves the tonality of your voice from authoritative to parental. What's the difference, Dr. Saurabh, between authoritative and parentative? Authority comes from bosses, from generals. Parents are kind. Parents provide nests for children. Parents don't provide an army. The child should always feel that whatever may happen, I am always received well by my parents. That gives the child the backbone, the spine to do well in life. What if we don't do this? You will see children having back issues. They will also have a lot of ENT issues. They will also have a lot of digestive issues just by this conversation of talking from here versus talking from here. So, pick the child up, have a straight conversation, provide them with a nest. These are a few things that you can do. Just simple things that will help a child go from good to great. This also, as parents, allows us to get away from what? The various judgments that the world puts on us. The world will tell us our child should be X, Y, Z, engineer, doctor, should make money, should do this, should do that. When we are at a higher level, we are listening to the world. When we go down, we listen to ourselves and we listen to our child. Another very simple example of how you can take your parenting from good to great. How do I know all this? I have spent my life working with people. I spent studying 25 different human behavior modalities. And I'm an expert in all of them. But most importantly, I speak from the heart. I hear and see and observe what the children behave when they are experiencing different things. Just by these 4 exercises that I talked about, you can prevent future trauma, you can prevent future physical issues, you can create leaders, you can create great human beings. Just these simple exercises. And we will have a boatload, lots of them during our 10-day workshop that's coming up on super conscious parenting, where we will go from the age of conceiving to the age of adulthood. It's 7 stages that your child must take and you must take as parents for your child to become from good to great. I am opening it up for questions now so that we can answer a few of them. Remember, I will take those questions that will be beneficial for the whole of you, not just one person. So please ask questions that are pertaining to that. Jaya, how old is your child?
He's 15.5 years. He's 15 years, 6 months, and going to
Please
be
type.
16 after another. Yes. He's 15 years. He's a teenager.
I would like you to type it out. How old is your child?
Yeah, it's I've already typed it. I've sent it to you personally on a chat. I don't know whether you've been able to get it.
While she
I've
does,
sent it to you.
let's talk about a common question that a lot of people have. My
15
child
years.
is always creating ruckus. I don't know how to give him attention. I don't know what to do. So remember, and I'm sure everybody will say this, so I will give you first the logical reason and then let's work on the problem. The logical reason behind a child who creates ruckus is normally attention seeking. Attention seeking is happening how or why? Attention seeking happens for two reasons. One, you're not giving attention to the child. Two, the child wants you to divert attention from whatever you are doing. So, if there is a conflict in the house, the child will push for attention diversion. If the child feels that his mother is going to be harmed in any way, the child will create diversions. If the parent is not giving attention to the child will create diversions. So don't look at it as a issue or a challenge. It is here to help the child work, or the child is there actually to help you do better. When you work from that understanding that the child is doing this for my advantage, you will start seeing the child's energy change. Whenever the child throws a ruckus or creates nuisance, close your eyes and just in your mind tell the child, I thank you for providing me with this diversion, which I know is for my benefit. You can stop doing it now. I have realized that I need to be careful. And over time, you will start seeing the child will stop creating the ruckus and will start listening. How to make kids gadget free? Are you gadget free? Because your child is looking at you. Very simple. Your child is looking at you. So, unless you and your spouse is gadget free, don't expect the child to be gadget free. Whatever rules you create for them, you need to create for yourself. Because remember, they did not have gadgets before you gave it to them. It is your creation. So, you want a child to follow something, you need to follow it first, follow it for a few days, let the child trust that you will follow it, and then ask the child to follow you. But how do you ask the child to follow you? You don't do it by, hey, you need to stop looking at these gadgets. No. You need to start giving a choice. Treat the child as if they are your equal. Look into their eyes and say, what is the benefit of this gadget? I have fun with it. Okay. Do you know that if you keep on looking at this gadget for too long, your eyes will go bad? But my friend does it. Right, he does. He will have glasses. Do you want glasses? Yeah, we can get glasses together. It's so much fun. Me and my friend can get glasses. Now, this is where I'm taking you, was what the child would say and what I've experienced. Okay, get him a set of glasses, heavy ones, which have no power in them, and let him wear them. And say, you can't take it off now. If you want to use those gadgets, you cannot take it off. And the child will learn choice. It's not easy to carry glasses. Hi Jaya, we have answered this. I am not going to take this on for deeper one-to-one session. I've given you the reasons for it. Let's have other people now ask the questions as well. Please type your question. Or ask your questions. We have another 5 minutes, people. So please ask your questions if there are any. Or are we all great parents already?
Hello.
Yeah, Mr. Subodh, please ask.
Yeah. So I have one question. I have my child who is at a teenage, 15 years,
Right?
and how to introduce the sex education discussion with him. That's the very uh, things which is going in my mind.
So
So how
who
to tackle this kind of?
got the tougher job, you or him? And a boy or a girl?
It's a boy.
Sorry. Yeah, so it's a boy, you said, right?
Boy.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Tougher side is coming from my, not him.
Right. So the answer is very simple. Speak to him. No issues. Just go ahead and say, we are going to have a conversation on sex education. Your child may tell you, I know everything. You say, that's okay. I still need to talk to you about it. If they say they know everything, have a conversation of what they know and they can tell you. So you can correct them on anything that that Neetu ji, please stop can you stop the whole? Thank you. So just have a conversation, Subodhji, with him. It's very simple. Think of him as your friend. Talk to him as a friend, and you will be absolutely fine. Don't worry. Your child will respond properly to you. But remember, you're not talking as a father. You will be talking as a friend, because at the age of 50, they do listen to friends more than they will listen to a father.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Welcome. Any more questions?
We have a question from Neha
Yeah.
on the chat. Neha is asking, my son is 7 years. He gets, sorry, this is Shivangi, and she's asking, my son is 7 years. He gets very angry fast if we don't listen to him.
So
Hello.
sure. So that's a very normal thing happening again in a space where the child has been used to a situation where only if they get angry will they get an answer, or will they get a response. I would suggest look around your house on who does this in the house, because the child has picked up this behavior. Even if it's not you or your spouse who's doing it, there is somebody else in the house who actually does that, who loses their temper very often and very quickly. The other aspect, of course, could be the genes that they carry. Are you or your husband a little short tempered? So they are just carrying that. In this space, you are required to remain very calm and not lose your temper, but at the same time, make it very clear that their queries will not be answered till you are ready to answer them. It's okay if they want to get angry. That's all right. That's their choice. Like an adult would. If you and me got angry, if I was like, you must listen to me, what would you say? You would say, hey, I understand you're getting angry, but I'm sorry, till I'm done, I will not be able to help you. Use the same thought process and tone. Of course, we will go deeper into it in the 10-day workshop so that you understand this even better, because it's not just outside behavior. It could be genes related. It could also be related to situations that may be happening between you or a friend, or you or your spouse, or you or your in-laws, you or your parents.
The next question is how to make my child less demanding and to be self-driven. And in addition to this question, there is one lady who's asking that how to encourage my child to perform, especially when he knows the stuff.
So, okay, so let's go on to performance first, because that's an interesting question. A child's performance is based on what the external factors are driving. My request is stop comparing the child. Compare their performance to their own results, not anybody else's. Doesn't matter what you believe your child's potential is. वही शर्मा जी का बेटा अच्छा कर रहा है, वर्मा जी का बेटे को डांट पड़े क्योंकि शर्मा जी का बेटा अच्छा कर रहा है. Not needed. Look at your child's performance on day to day, on their own performance. Commend them on the performance that they had for the day, and then encourage them to do better on their own performance. Please do not compare them to the world. I know you will say that this is a competitive world. We have to compete. That's how our child will do well. The answer is no, they will not. They do not.
No, actually, I don't compare him.
Huh.
Like, he knows the things, but if I start recording it, he gets conscious, he will back out. If I tell him, go tell your dad about it, he will back out.
Why do you want
So
to-
I want him to encourage him to say it publicly so
Why?
that he gets little confidence.
Why does he have to say it publicly? So here again, the point would be, I'll try and answer this. I
Yeah.
understand that you are trying to make your child confident, but the
Yeah.
confidence has to come organic. If you push them, they will go deeper into themselves. If you tell your husband tomorrow, okay, I need you to go and recite ABCD in public, will he do that? No. Where again, what I'm talking about, get down to their level. Speak to them at their height. Do not make them do things that they don't want to, because they are as much of human beings as you are. And I am so glad you brought this up, because clearly your child is a genius. Your child is already growing in years. Your child is probably intuitively, instinctively, and the mind at a level that you can't even imagine. So telling somebody like that to talk about public, they normally won't do it. So let them be. Give them a choice, saying, hey, it'd be nice if you do it. If you don't want to do it, that's also okay. I am with you. I am your parent. Because your child really wants you to be their protective shield and blanket. So if you are the one who's pushing them while they're looking for protection from you, it won't happen. Confidence will come when they have confidence in you. So build that confidence, saying it's okay. Don't worry. If you don't want to say it, that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Welcome. Sorry, what was the next question, Kushbu? And there's the last question.
The next question is how to make my child less demanding and self-driven.
So again here, look around you. Who's demanding? Just look around you and you will get the answer. So with that, we will stop all the questions here. That's our time for today. And if you have any questions, please ask in the group. And I would love to see you all in a 10-day workshop, because I promise you it will be magical. We will have plenty of fun and you will learn a lot, and you will go from good to great parents. I am so thankful to all of you who have made time to come here, because I know time is precious for you. So my gratitude to you. I'm still there on the group, so we can talk there further. Thank you so much, and have an amazing life ahead if you don't join our workshop, and may you be the best parents